Wild women. The ripping and the tearing. This is not
Okay, so I bought a new project truck. This one's going to be for my winter beater. It's got a few things wrong with it. The lady I bought it off of, she said it needs fuel lines and something was wrong with the transmission in it. This is broken, but that's not a big deal. We're not worried about that yet. Needs cab corner or rockers on both sides, and then this third door repaired, but other than that it's pretty good. The box is in really excellent shape for considering the rest of the truck. So yeah, when I got it, it was leaking fuel like crazy. I repaired one of the lines to slow it up a bit, but when I just pulled it in here, it started leaking like crazy again. So it needs all new fuel lines. I drove it yesterday and to see what the issue was, and sure enough, it has no third gear at all. Just goes into third and then it just revs right out. It doesn't move. So I got myself a replacement transmission. So this transmission came out of a 2000 S10 Extreme. I took it out myself. I had one actually just sitting in the yard waiting to go to the scrap yard, and transmission was still good in it. So transmission and engine was still good in it. So I pulled the engine and I got it up for sale and kept the trans. I was reading online and guys were saying for these trucks here, the cheapest, best mod for a two-wheel drive truck like this one is to put a S10 torque converter in it because it gives it a higher stall. I haven't decided. I'm going to look into it a little bit more. I haven't decided if I want to do that yet or not. And then I heard guys talking about the bell housing not lining up, but I might, like, if it doesn't, then I might be able to swap the bell housings out from this transmission that's in this truck to this one. I'll look into that too. But this truck has 220,000 on it, so it's not that bad for a worst case Ontario truck. Needs some tires, which my buddy Biker Mike, he's got a set for me. He's got the same truck as this pretty much. I can't remember if his is a 4-door or a full 4-door or just like this one with the 2 swing out doors. So we're going to tear into this today. I went and purchased myself a new transmission jack. Well, slightly used transmission jack. The pig iron special edition. They want $200 for this thing at Pig Iron, and it was on sale this week for $150, but I happened to be looking on Kijijis, and a guy had one for sale for $80, so I went and grabbed her yesterday to help tailor that transmission out. I had a few other things that I could use it for too, because this isn't the only transmission job I got to do. So I'm gonna tear into it now and get back to you when there's something exciting going on. All right, so I thought I'd show you a little trick to getting these off. I know I cut these off the other truck because I didn't really need them there off an S10. They'll most likely be different on this 4.8. So you take a pick like this and you go to pry off this this plastic ring, slide it out of your way, and then you see this little tab here where my pick is, find that and push up on it, and it'll bring the clip out a little enough to get your pick in there, and then you can just pull it out the rest of the way like so. Then there's your clip, and then you just wiggle the line until it pops right out. It's pretty easy way to get those out. So I thought I'd just show you that on this one instead of crawling under there and trying to show you on the one in there. So I'm gonna jack this up and start getting the other transmission out now. Okay, so I've run into my first problem with the 4.3 4L60E. This is out of the truck. It's a well, actually this is my new one. I just went and bought one because the other one wouldn't work for me. But this is out of the same truck. Well, it's out of a 5.3, but it's the same. So this is a 300 millimeter shaft, and the 4.3, I think it's a 294 millimeter shaft. And as you can see, it's a little different, and it's got this little dingle out here, and the other one doesn't. So this wouldn't. I don't think this would have worked. I might have been able to pull it off if I swapped the bell housings and used the S10 torque converter, but I wasn't sure, so I just picked this one up for $150, so it wasn't that bad. It's got the same torque converter as the 4.8, so I'm gonna use it because doesn't smell burned up or anything. That one's got full of burned up fluid and stuff from the other one, so I'm gonna do a few more things to this before I go stab it back in there. I clean up the plug and get these old lines off, and I gotta get a little inspection cover plate, which I got a couple of them now, so I'll get into it. Alright, so this is my new transmission for this piece of junk, and I am going to replace the pump seal and the output shaft seal. I bought new ones. They were only like $10, so, and it's just good safety measure to do while you got the transmission out. All you're gonna need is this slide hammer with vice grip attachment, self tapper, and then something to put the self tapper in. And so what you want to do is get your transmission set up. You want to pop this off. It's pretty easy. It just pops right off with your fingers. It's a seal retainer. And then you're going to want to take your self-tapping screw and put it right in there. I am going to get a smaller self-tapper so I can get a little bit more surface area to work on. This one's just a little bit too thick, but I'll screw that in there and then I'll show you what you need to do next. Okay, so I ended up coming up through this little hole here with a screwdriver, and then just catching I got it out now, by the way, and I just ended up catching the edge here and just pushed it up until it got itself loose. seeing as the other way didn't want to work. But the other way is better to do. As you can tell, I got a little couple nicks in it, but it's not too bad. So you wipe your surface up, make sure there's no metal in there or anything, and then you can put your new seal on. And then next we'll attempt to struggle this thing out. Well, apparently that's slightly different. Oh well, it should work still. So how I'm going to install my seal is I got this little piece of PVC pipe. I'm going to put the seal on there and then put the pipe on there and then tap on the pipe with a hammer. And I'll push the seal right in. I just got to make sure I get it on there nice and... Okay, so we got all the lines replaced. Transmission lines, new transmission. Let's exhaust. Got transmission in there new. Well, not new, but good transmission's in there now. I got new joints all the way back. So let's take this thing for a test drive, see if it's got third gear now. So it's got a little bit of an exhaust leak. That's because I just used the same old donut. And I've also went and got my new tires from Biker Mike. So shout out to Biker Mike for selling me some cheap tires. So let's get in this thing and go for a little ride. Alright. The winders. Let's go for a drive down the road, see how she does. I feel like I'm sitting really low in this one compared to the Duramax. We're off-roading. So far, so good. Looks like I got a check engine light, but I think that's for evap system, so that's not a big deal. It seems like she shifts through all the gears. Now. Let's put her, alright, so let's put her in first. You can't really see that because of the LED lights. We'll shift it through the gears manually. So there's first. There's second. There's third. Drive. So everything's working great on this transmission now. So all this truck needs is some body work, and it's ready to go on the road. As far as I know, it's ready to go for safety at least. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. If you have any questions about these trucks, leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.